Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are gonna find out how do we calculate the quantity of cement, sand and aggregate in any given quantity of concrete. So first, I will show you for each and every grade of concrete. So our first grade is M5, whose ratio is 1:5:10, where in M5 M stands for mix and 5 is the characteristic compressive strength after 28 days in Newton per mm square. So it's the mixed design whose characteristic compressive strength is 5 Newton per mm square after 28 days. So sum of ratios is 1 plus 5 plus 10, which would be 16. So as you know, dry volume equals to wet volume into 1.57, because when we make the mixture we add the water, so our mixture is gonna shrink, so we take this constant 1.57. so let's assume we are gonna do it for 1 cubic meter. So if 1 cubic meter is our wet volume, so our dry volume is gonna be wet volume, that is 1 multiplied by 1.57, that is 1.57 cubic meter. So if we want to find out the quantity of cement, so for cement would be the quantity of cement is, the ratio of cement is 1, the ratio of sand is 5, and the ratio of aggregate is 10. So it's 1 divided by sum of ratios multiplied by the total quantity. So here 1 divided by sum of ratios is 16, and the total quantity which we are going to find out for is 1.57. So we do the calculation, divide by 16, it is 0.098, just take up to 3 decimal units cubic meter. So let me take out the another page. So our cement quantity is 0.098 cubic meter. 1 bag of cement, volume of 1 bag of cement is 0.0347 cubic meter. So the number of bags will be this divided by this, 0.098 divided by 0.0347, this 0.098 divided by 0.0347, this is 2.83 bags, approximately 3 bags of cement. If you want to find it in kg, so 1 bag of cement carries 50 kg of cement, so you can multiply it by 50. That's okay. So now about the cement we have already found out, now it was sand. So let me show you in previous paper. So the ratio of sand is 5, so 5 divided by sum of ratios, which is 16, multiplied by the total quantity of concrete which we are going to find out for, so which is 1.57. so let's do the calculation. So 5 multiply 1.57 divide by 16, which is 0.49 cubic meter. Okay, now similarly for aggregate, so the ratio of aggregate is 10. So 10 divided by sum of ratios, which is 16, multiplied by total quantity, equals to, so is 15.7 divided by 16. This is 0.98 cubic meter. So the quantity of cement is 3 bags, sand is 0.49 cubic meter, and aggregate is 0.98 cubic meter. So to make a mixture of concrete for 1 cubic meter of concrete, you need this much quantity of cement, sand and aggregate. Now let's do it for another grade, which is M7.5. The another grade is M7.5. So whose ratio is 1:4:8. Yeah, 1 is cement, 4 is sand, and 8 is aggregate. So as you already know, if we want to find out the dry volume, will be the wet volume multiplied by 1.57. And let's consider the wet volume is 1 cubic meter, so our dry volume would be 1 multiplied by 1.57, which is gonna be 1.57 cubic meter. So this is our dry volume of concrete. So therefore the quantity of cement would be ratio of cement divided by sum of the ratios, 8 plus 4 12 plus 1 13, multiply by the quantity of dry volume 1.57. so it's gonna be, so it is 1.57 divided by 13, which is 0.12, let's consider it 1 cubic meter. As you already know, the volume of 1 bag of cement is 0.0347, as I just show you. So number of bags equals to 0.121 divided by 0.0347, which would 0.121 divided by 0.0347, 3.487, around 4 bags. And the quantity of sand would be the ratio of sand, 4 divided by sum of ratios, which is 13, multiply by the quantity 1.57, which is gonna be 4 multiply 1.57 divided by 13. So this is 0.48 cubic meter. And for aggregate, it's gonna be 8 divided by 13 multiplied by 1.57. 8 multiplied by 1.57, 13, 0.966 cubic meter. So this is are quantity of cement, quantity of sand and quantity of aggregate to make a mixture of 1 cubic meter of M7.5 grade of concrete. Let's do it for our next grade, which is M10, whose ratio is 1:3:6. So a dry volume for 1 cubic meter of concrete, for wet volume will be 1.57 cubic meter. So therefore the quantity of cement we will calculate 1 divided by sum of ratios 6 plus 3 9 plus 1 10, and the quantity is 1.57. It's gonna be 0.157 cubic meter. So the number of bags will be 0.157 divided by 0.0347, which is gonna be 0.157 divided by 0.0347, 4.52 bags, which is around 5 bags. This is the cement, and for sand the ratio is 3, so 3 divided by sum of ratios, which is 10, multiply by 1.57. So there's 3 multiplied by 1.57 divided by 10, which is 0.471 cubic meter. And for aggregate, the ratio is 6, so 6 divided by sum of ratios, which is 10, multiply by 1.57, which is the quantity, dry volume. It's gonna be 6 multiplied by 1.57 divided by 10, which is 0.942 cubic meter. So this is the quantity of cement, the quantity of sand and quantity of aggregate to make 1 cubic meter of wet volume for M10 grade of concrete. Now let's do it for, which is our next grade, M15. So our next grade is M15, and whose ratio is 1:2:4. So as I've already shown you the dry volume, because we have the assumption that our wet volume is 1 cubic meter, so our dry volume is going to be 1.57 cubic meter. Therefore the quantity of cement is going to be the ratio of cement divided by sum of the ratios, 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7, multiplied by 1.57, which is our dry volume quantity. Let's do the calc. 1.57 divided by 7, which is 0.224 cubic meter. So the number of bags would be total volume divided by volume of 1 bag of cement, which is 0.0347. Or you can multiply it by the density of cement, which is 1440. You can do it either way. 224 divided by 0.0347 is 6.455 bags. Or you can do it like the, because the density of cement is 1440 kg per meter cube. So volume is equals to of mass or weight of cement. So mass equals to volume into density. So the volume is 0.224, density is 1440. 224 multiplied by 1.40, which is 322.56 kgs. And if we divide it by 50, because one bag carries 50 kg, it's gonna be 6.45 bags. As you can see, BAGS, ignore it, it's the same. So this is the quantity of cement. Now let's find out the quantity of sand and aggregate. So sand, so the ratio is 2 divided by sum of ratios, which is 7, multiplied by dry volume, which is 1.57. So it is 2 multiplied by 1.57 divided by 7 is 0.448 cubic meter. Let's find out the quantity of aggregate. Ratio is 3. Oh, sorry, it is 4. Sum of ratio is 7 multiplied by dry volume. 4 multiply 1.57 divided by 7, which is 0.897 cubic meter. So this is our quantity of cement, 6.455, almost 7 bags of cement, 0.448 cubic meter of sand, and 0.897 cubic meter of aggregate to make 1 cubic meter of concrete of grade M15. So now let's find out the quantity of cement, sand and aggregate for next grade 20. So our next grade is M20. Our ratio for M20 is 1 ratio 1.5 ratio 3. So our dry volume is gonna be 1.57 cubic meter. Therefore the quantity of cement is gonna be ratio 1 divided by sum of ratios 3, 4, 5. 5.5 multiplied by dry volume 1.57, which is gonna be 7 divided by 5.5, 0.285 cubic meter. So the number of bags gonna be total volume divided by volume of one bag of cement, which is 0.0347 divided by 0.0347, so which is 822 bags, which is almost 9 bags, because you can't get 8.2 bags, so almost 9 bags. And the quantity of sand is gonna be the ratio of sand divided by sum of the ratios, which is 5.5 multiplied by dry volume, which is 1.57. Let's do the calculation. 0.5 multiply 1.57 divided by 5.5, which is 0.428 cubic meter of sand. And for aggregate, the ratio of aggregate is 3, sum of ratios is 5.5, and our dry volume is 1.57. Let's calculate. 3.7 divided by 5.5, which is 0.856 cubic meter. So this is quantity of bags, the quantity of sand and quantity of aggregate to make wet volume of 1 cubic meter wet volume of M20 grade of concrete. Now our last grade is M25. Let's calculate it for M25 also. The next grade is M25, whose ratio is 1:1:2. Dry volume is for 1 cubic meter of wet volume is 1.57 cubic meter. Therefore, the quantity of cement, ratio of cement divided by sum of ratios 2 plus 1 3 plus 1 4, multiply by dry volume 1.57. Let's calculate. 1.57 divided by 4, which is 0.3925 cubic meter. So the number of bags will be total quantity divided by the volume of one bag, which is 0.0347 divided by 0.0347, which is 11.31 bags, almost 12 bags. So the quantity of sand is gonna be ratio 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 1.57. So it's gonna be same this 0.3925 cubic meter. Aggregate, it's gonna be ratio of aggregate 2 divided by 4 1.57. It's gonna be 2 multiplied by 1.57 divided by 4, 0.785 cubic meter. So to make a mixture of 1 cubic meter of wet volume of grade 125 concrete, you're gonna need this much quantity of bags, quantity of cement, and this much quantity of aggregate on site. So why is it our last grade? Because you can make only up to M25 grade of concrete on site. Above this you can't make it on site practically. You need the batching plants, you need to add mixtures and a lot of things. So here is the quick summary of, here is on the left hand side, here are the grades of the concrete, the quantity of cement, sand and aggregate that we need to make a mixture of 1 cubic meter of concrete. So you can remember this, but being a civil engineer you are supposed to know how to do the calculation which I just showed you. So thank you guys for watching this video till the very end, and please subscribe our channel, and thank you. Happy learning.